Hi, I'm Josh. Today we'll be making a goat stanchion. Goat stanchions are used to keep goats still during milking, hoof trimming, and veterinary care. We will need the following materials for our stanchion. 1 4-foot by 4-foot sheet of 3/4 inch plywood, 2 2x4 studs, 3 8-foot 1x4s, 1 4-inch long 3/8 inch carriage bolt, and a box of 1.5 inch screws. We will also need the following tools: a tape measure, a framing square, a jigsaw, and a drill with a 3/32 inch bit and a 3/8 inch bit. I had most of the cuts on the plywood done at the hardware store, so I'm going to make the rest here at the house. Okay, now that we've made all the measurements and cuts, it's time to get started. We're going to build the frame first, and in order to build the frame, we're going to need 2 pieces of measurement B and 2 pieces of measurement C. We're going to adjoin those on the corners to make a rectangle. Let's go. Use the rectangle to make sure the angles are precise. Now I'll demonstrate how to correctly bind a corner. Now on to the next corner. When you're finished with all 4 corners, you're going to end up with a frame that looks a lot like this. The next step is to attach the rear legs and the braces that hold them on. The rear leg, comprised of lumbar measurement D, is attached to the rear outer end of the frame. Once in place, I'm going to adhere it with a couple of screws from the inside of the frame. Once both rear legs are attached, I'm going to attach lumbar measurement E to the outer edge of the legs. Now we're going to attach lumbar measurement F, a rear leg brace, to the end of the frame. Now that the rear legs are finished, we're going to work on the front legs. In order to access the front leg area, we're going to flip the stanchion on its side. Now that we have the stanchion on its side and secure, we're going to measure the height of the front leg. To do that, measure from the top of the frame down to the bottom of the leg. It should be 17 inches. Perfect. Now mark off and adhere the leg with 2 screws. Now we're ready to install the front brace, lumbar piece E. Now we're going to lay the stanchion on its side and install the triangle front braces, lumbar measure F. At this point, our stanchion should look like this. It's ready to have the platform installed. The platform sits along the frame here, and 6 screws go in on both sides. Now that our platform is finished, we're ready to install the laterals, or piece I. It goes up here, one on both sides. Now that we've finished installing the laterals, we're going to build out the lock bar. Measure out a 3.5 to 4 inch channel along the top of the lateral. This is where the goat's neck will sit. The first lock bar is going to slide in right along the edge of that mark that you just made. And then it's going to attach with 4 screws, top and bottom. The other lock bar is going to slide in on the other side of the marking and attach to the bottom of the carriage board, allowing it to swivel back and forth. Now that you've installed the lock bar, we're going to build the key. To build the key, we're going to use this extra 1x4. Now what you do is you lay the 1x4 on top, then you mark off and cut slots in the areas where the 2x4s are, allowing it to slide into place. I decided to cut the key down a little, so it fits between the lock bar and the edge. I also cut a little slit here, sanded it off, so I can easily put it in and out. Well, our stanchion's looking pretty complete. All that really needs to be done now is the shelf. Measure your goats from the ground to the middle of their chest. Make an average, then mount your shelf at that height. Now that we've made our measurement, we're going to mount our side brace. You may have to trim the bottom of the brace if you have short goats. Now we're going to frame up and install our shelf. Well, there you have it, our finished stanchion.